Hey, attention crypto gossipators, things are about to get interesting. Remember, not financial advice.
Hey guys, what is up? Hope everyone is doing well. Hope everyone's having an amazing day because I am as usual. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. So, as most of you know, Bitcoin ETFs finally got approved. And that has gotten a lot of people to talk about the next stage. So we are actually referring to SHIB ETFs, right? So that would actually be a very, very big, stepping stone for Shiba Inu. But is that even possible? Because at the end of the day, I think SHIB would love to break into traditional finance. It's hungry. It wants more and more. It wants the big stage. It wants to be out there with all the recognition, trust, and so on. But is this even going to happen? So it is important to discuss this because now every crypto out there is trying to figure out whether it will become an ETF as well, whether it can be like a Bitcoin ETF sort of situation. Is this realistic? That is the most important point. I mean, is it big enough? And how quickly will these procedures pass? Because as we know, Bitcoin ETFs, oh my God, that has been the talk for years and years. And we've seen so many rejections and pullbacks and delays and so on. So it wasn't like Bitcoin ETFs just got suggested and came out. It took a lot of time. And now in 2024, we finally have it. The odds were stacked in favor of it happening because, I mean, after so many rejections, I'm pretty sure now it deserves this recognition, right? So let's just kind of have a look at what these Bitcoin ETFs were going through at the time. So as we know, notably Cameron and Tyler Winklevoss Levos, the twins behind the Gemini exchange, sought to launch a spot Bitcoin ETF as far back as 2013. So that's more than 10 years ago. It's already been in the minds, okay, in the thoughts. So here it is, guys. This push was not successful despite multiple amendments from the Winklevoss brothers. Grayscale also filed to convert its Grayscale Bitcoin Trust to a spot ETF, but this move also faced rejection from the US SEC despite the agency already approving the futures Bitcoin ETFs. So okay, here we've got rejections. Nonetheless, the Bitcoin ETF craze began last June after BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, filed to launch a spot Bitcoin ETF. BlackRock's influence triggered further filings from multiple traditional finance institutions including VanEck, Fidelity Investments, Wisdom Tree, and others. After a series of amended filings and revisions, the US finally approved the spot Bitcoin ETF, setting the stage of the cryptocurrency advent into mainstream traditional finance. As the spot Bitcoin ETF products trade on the open market, the crypto industry has turned a focus to other crypto assets. So here it is, guys. Very simple. Once the big financial institutions really started looking into Bitcoin, just like, BlackRock, which is considered one of the most influential companies in the world that has literally a say in every single industry. They have so much under their control in terms of assets and finance. It's absolutely insane. So I'm pretty sure if they were going into Bitcoin ETFs, that thing was going to get approved, and others noticed this, so it created a snowball effect, and others followed, and guess what? It got approved in the end. Simple as that. But now, since we've got Bitcoin ETFs approved, the other cryptos want a slice of that cake, right? They want that share. They don't want to feel like they're left out. They don't want Bitcoin to have, even more of a push where it really, really puts itself away from all the other cryptos. They want to be closer in terms of distance. But now Bitcoin just seems to have distanced itself even more, right? Even more, ladies and gentlemen. It's creating more space because it already, you can also now work with it on ETFs. So it gives it that much more credibility, that much more finance. So it's definitely having like even a bigger edge now, and other cryptos want to follow. Now, guys, will Shiba Inu actually become the ETF that we want it to? Can we trade it as an ETF? That would be very interesting, because as of now, I mean, it looks pretty solid. We've got initiatives such as SHIBARIUM, the Layer 2 network, SHIB Metaverse, the Metaverse project, SSI, the Digital ID project. So in general, you know, it's got a lot of things happening. And as we know, it just never stops. The smart contracts are renounced. Okay, there's decentralization. Also, we've got with the admin keys. I mean, there are many points that I could just talk about, list. So you guys have to really start seeing the fuller picture, right? And that fuller picture will kind of create that stage for SHIB to be considered as an ETF for the future. But as of now, there are many things that would have to happen for Shiba Inu to actually become the ETF that we would like it to be, right? And another positive point that needs to be highlighted, which I actually put out here. So, as you know, one of the limitations that could limit some cryptocurrencies' potential to get spot-based ETFs is their contingent nature as a security or a commodity. However, Shiba Inu has never been alleged to be a security by the SEC, and this places the asset in a more favorable standing. So again, another great point here. Unlike XRP, which is going through so many battles there and back, and nobody really knows what is going to happen in the future, SHIB pretty much looks very solid. But now everybody's going to look at, the timing and what SHIB needs to do. What I can tell you for sure is that there's going to be a lot of regulatory compliances that it would need to go through. I mean, there's going to be a lot of checks, a lot of scrutiny. So SHIB would need to present itself in, the best light possible. Otherwise, it would never be turned, never be approved to become an ETF. So that is going to take some time for sure. There's a lot of paperwork, and a lot of financial institutions would need to actually see it as a contender and actually have faith in it. I mean, if BlackRock also puts it out and tries to file for it to be an ETF, that would give it that much more of a push. But again, it would need to win over a lot of these financial institutions, right? And, before it becomes a reality, like I've said, it is going to have to tick those boxes. But if this actually works out, guys, SHIB is gonna be taken to that next level, right? Because it's gonna gain respect, trust, confidence, admiration, and all the great stuff that comes with becoming, this much more relevant and this much more, accessible for traditional finance, for these conservative investors, for more money to flow in. So on this CV, it's going to look great. It's like, when you finally manage to work for that big company that you have been dreaming of, or if you're a football player or an NBA player and you finally get to play for the team that you have dreamed of, the top league team. So that's what it is. But like I've said, it is going to take time. And when everyone is saying, well, when SHIB becomes an ETF, guys, it is going to be just, the solution for demand, because demand needs to push the price up. Demand is very important for SHIB. Money needs to flow in, capital needs to flow in. We're always looking to gain more mass adoption, exposure, so in the long term it can lead to more money coming in. So imagine if SHIB became an ETF. I mean, the amount of money that would be going in is insane. But unfortunately, right now, I think it's not going to happen anytime soon, because Bitcoin ETFs are still very new. As we know, it took a lot of time, a lot of rejections. So as it finally got approved, all the eyes are on it, right? And the SEC and all the other financial institutions and agencies, they want to see how Bitcoin ETF is going to work out. If it's even that, significant. If everything that has been, talked about is actually going to come true, And if it really matters and it's relevant for the financial industry, what can they do with it? How is it going to behave? What sort of action is going to be taken? How much money is going to be flowing around? All this stuff is going to be measured. A lot of eyes are on the Bitcoin ETFs. Everybody's watching the markets. So it needs still to go through this time. I think, after some time, and it could take a few years, then we'll consider other ETFs. But I think second in line is definitely going to be Ethereum, because Ethereum is always second to Bitcoin. So that's where we're going to see, well, not just us, but I think everyone, especially the SEC, they're going to see like, how is it to have other crypto ETFs out there? How's it going to work out? Should we just create an ETF of all the different cryptos, or like an index of the top cryptos? So there's a lot of probably proposals out there for this, and a lot of different ideas. So as of now, they are going to have to see how Bitcoin ETFs perform. And if it performs well, if it meets all the expectations, if it does bring the benefits that governments and financial institutions expect, then there will be filings for other potential crypto ETFs. And I think it's all going to happen by volume. The biggest ones are going to have their ETFs first, and then SHIB is going to probably get into it after a few cryptos have been listed. I don't think it's going to be second after Bitcoin. I don't think it's going to happen this year. Maybe not next year, but if SHIB really does meet all the expectations in terms of price action and all the developments, now it's got its layer 2 solution SHIBARIUM, if all that rolls smoothly, guys, we might get the golden tick for our box. And the next box that we need to tick is that SHIB ETF. So let me know down below how you feel. How long is it going to take? Do you think it's going to take a few years? Because I believe so. I think it's going to take a few years. I don't think it's going to happen, this month, next month. It's not like they're going to come out and say, well, you know what? Now we're just making every single crypto out there an ETF or the top 20. That's not how it works, guys. It's going to be step by step. And it's going to be quite a lengthy process, quicker than it was with Bitcoin for sure. But Bitcoin and cryptos in general in the past, starting from 2013 was so new. So it'd be so crazy to create ETFs out of it. The governments did not want to mix it with traditional finance. They didn't want to have it anywhere near to the banks, because again, if you're putting cryptos there and it's quite decentralized, they lose control. So it wasn't in their interest. But now it looks like things are, really starting to come together. And everybody is watching with the Bitcoin halving that's going to come with a massive supply shock. The prices, the altcoin season is going to push everything up. And then we could go into new discussions of new potential cryptos in ETFs. Simple as that. So please comment down below, subscribe, turn that notifications bell on, and as usual guys, big thank you to everyone. I appreciate all the support, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace out.